Matter of fact, fuck all your dead guys. This the city where we show no pity, pop out late like vampires. I don't wanna go to club up no more. Niggas get left in the dough. Gang in this bitch, ball bang in this bitch, hurt. All left brains on the floor.
What's up, All In Media Squad? It's your boy Cookie back at you with another one. But first, as always, I'd like you guys to please like, comment, and share the video. And if you're new, please subscribe. But if you're a returning viewer and haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. That's all you have to do. But if you wish to donate, you can go to Cash App. My cash tag is $Cookie802VT. And as always, AIM Squad, can't do this without you. Keep rocketing those numbers up to the stratosphere. This one is going to be about how Otf Dede, the person that allegedly was involved with the demise of fbgcash, how did he get the location of fbgcash? A lot of people have been speculating around the internet, and Bodine BD Mix came out, and he was FBG's engineer, if you will. He wasn't just fbgcash's engineer, he was all of FBG's engineer, especially FBG Duck. He loved Duck so much he even has a tattoo tatted on his arm of, I think it's Daffy Duck or something, and it says "Long live FBG Duck." But the morning of FBG Cash's death, Bodine BD Mix posted a live video in his studio with FBG Cash. Now, was this just a friendly IG live, saying, hey, we're dropping some heat here, or was there something more sinister at play? So as we're looking at this IG live that Bodine dropped the morning FBG Cash was shot, they're just in the studio, listening to some music, and then FBG Cash basically just turns around, and that's the end of it. Now, did Bodine do this on purpose to let Otf Dede know, allegedly, where Cash was? So basically to come out and camp out on him and then follow him, and then that's the spot he caught up with him, was at his mother's house over in Killaward? Or was Bodine just really that stupid and naive to post an IG live when someone such as FBG Cash has a name in the streets and where people will do anything to take him out? Obviously, we've seen this with FBG Duck in alleged O Block 5 that hopped out in broad daylight on the Gold Coast of Chicago and gunned down FBG Duck. So 5:30 in the morning is nothing. The sun barely just came up, so it's still like twilight. But as of right now, there are no arrests made, so anything that is said in this video obviously is always alleged. All my videos are alleged. Many people will wonder why Otf Dede would want to do something like this. That's a good question to ask, and I think I found the reason exactly why he had to do something like this. And I say he had to do that. Now I say this because years back Otf Dede was hooking up with this girl, and I believe she set him up because one time he went in there and then, was getting his thing going with this girl, and then these dudes came in, held him at gunpoint, made the woman cut his dreads off, as we see in the video here in the background, and on top of that, they made him lick the kitty cat, if you will, while the kitty cat had red Kool-Aid on it. Now, just, you know what I'm talking about. That's pretty disgusting to make someone do that, especially while the woman is on something like that. I mean, it's fucked up to do something like that in general, but that can't taste too good. And it's really demoralizing for him and the woman. And now the woman, it's sad to say, later she was killed, and she was only 17 or 18 years old, I believe, but she was killed. Now she's killed by OTF because of this, where she got paid to set Otf Dede up, but that's another story we can go down. But I'm saying that Otf Dede had to do this was because of that situation. How could they take him alive and make him do something like that, is what I would assume OTF and Lil Durk allegedly would say to Otf Dede, and that down the line you're gonna have to, repay and come back from this because this is a big hit. Now let's fast forward to June 2022, 5:30 in the morning. FBG Cash is in Chicago, and they know because Bodine dropped the live. And that was signal for Otf Dede, to go camp out on him, find out where he is, so they can find a good point to execute him, basically, so they can run up, pop out on him. And that's exactly what they did. And like I said, I believe Otf Dede had to do this. And if he didn't, what was going to happen to him? Now, it took me a little bit of time to, even want to do this video because I had to come up with some proof. And I believe I found that proof in the live when Otf Dede, Varney and Dirk were in the video with Duty Low celebrating the death of fbgcash allegedly. And we're going to take a look at this proof and I will get right back to you after.
Without saying too much, I'm trying to know. Follow me on, bro. That phone them won't let me borrow none of that here. Oh, you want some of this shit, dude? Yeah, folks, I look fucked up. No, you don't. Get on. Get on. I really be turning. You hear me? Not in school, but no, dreads. What? I be turning. What? You know my brother, man. Oh, they like, damn, what happened to Virgin? I'm like, damn, what happened to your mans? All that woofing on the net, it got your mans hit.
Alright, so we just heard the alleged proof that I just presented to you guys. Now, a lot of you guys might say that this is nothing, I'm capping. But why else would they be talking about dreads? And Duty Low wanted some when Dede got his dreads cut back when. And now Cash is dead. There's no coincidence that they're bringing up dreads, and then Dede is the shooter, and he went through that. You just can't say that that's just some random shit that he was saying. I'm sorry. It has to do with it. It just has to. And then Peep, the guy that's telling the guys to shh, he said it a few times. Like, there's just no coincidence, man. Fuck a coincidence. If you believe coincidence, you're a coincidence theorist. I'm sorry. Now that brings me to Bodine, aka fbgcash's engineer that he was with prior to his demise. We're going to have to take a look into him, and you're going to hear some interviews that he just did not too long ago with Truth Teller, and he was basically saying that he was working with both sides, even though that he'll tell you he picked his side. But that makes you wonder, what side was he picking? There's one side and the other side. And then in the middle, there's a gray area. Everyone knows that shit. But in the gang life, there is no gray fucking area. And you hear him say himself what he thinks about that and his side that he picking. So I'm gonna let these play through, and I'll get right back at you to wrap this up.
Coming to engineering, is it like how they say with the rappers, you can't pick sides, or it's picking side shit going on? Can you engineer other artists and shit too? Or? I could, but because you known as like FBG engineer. Yeah, I stand on that. But I could, but it's just so fluky, and like these little Dirk fans are weird. Like the little Dirk fans and the niggas that want Dirk to know, like they do weird shit. So like I distance myself from that, but I have worked with everybody from both sides. Like I was working with Beulah and with Dirk and Reese. And we didn't let nobody in the studio. You couldn't come through that motherfucking gate because we had it locked down. So at that time I had my studio, and then when I moved to where I'm at, it was an area where Duck was already living, so people in that area knew him. Right. And this is still the same spot where we record at now. Right. It was hard. So when it came down to it, everybody wanted to tell me, Bodine, did you pick the side? Man, look, I chose to pick my side. I chose to pick my side. I knew what the fuck I was getting into. I knew what I was stepping on. I didn't give a fuck because anybody who didn't like it could get stepped on.
So if he was really just FBG's engineer, what the fuck is he doing working with OTF and them? Seriously. So if you're telling me you used to work with them back then, what's stopping you from working with them now, just on the down low? You already said that you can control that whole building. You can control the gate and who goes in and out. So it's plausible that you could have done this. You could have done this, Bodine. I believe that you set fbgcash up and you're acting and playing dumb like you didn't know or mean to do what you were doing when you posted that live. It was not even a long fucking live. It was only like 10 seconds, 15 seconds maybe. The fuck you posting that little bitch ass shit for anyway? Unless you're dropping it low. We even hear him say at the end of the Truth Teller interview that if no one doesn't like his decisions on who he's working with, basically they can get stepped on if they don't like it. How it was Cash giving him shit for working with OTF and all that, we'll never know. But before we close this out, we're going to listen to AK-47, Seti Nash, and Trenches TV talking to Bodine about what happened and that he might have accidentally leaked fbgcash's location, even though I don't think he accidentally did shit. But they're saying that you might have accidentally leaked the low, and he started acting like they were basically telling him that he leaked the low, even though they were saying you might have. So what is that? You have a guilty conscience, Bodine? Did you get paid to set up cash? Who paid you, Bodine, huh? We're gonna hear these last little clips, and then we're gonna hear a word from fbgcash himself, then we're gonna close it out. And as always, it's your boy Cookie with All In Media. It's all in or nothing.
Every time he needs to record, I'm the person he calls. If it ain't me, it's one
I
of
know that, motherfucker. I said that in the video. That every time Cash needs to record, he go there. Now how I know that?
Yeah, but at the end of the day...
No, how I know that? How do I know that? How do I know that?
Hold on. If y'all do your research, y'all would understand and look at the Instagram and see that's an Instagram reel, not a lie.
Man, nigga, that shit was posted 2 hours before the nigga died. I ain't know what.
No, it wasn't. Now go check that again. It was posted at 10 o'clock in the morning and he passed away.
Who is y'all? No, it wasn't. You capping now, bro. You know you capping.
How you gonna... At the end of the day, for what's done is done. Ain't nothing that can be taken back.
I'm chain smoking these backwoods. Can't stop cause the pack good.